Shadows carve the streets where ghosts remain. Ruins buried deep, erased from every frame. Stone pillars swallowed by sand and time. Cities lost in cold, white clean at their prime. Laser grids unseen, hidden under ice. Secrets in the circuits, paid a hidden price. They wiped the timelines, erased our memory. Advanced designs buried in forbidden history. Monoliths of power leapt off the maps. Underground sparks ignite when I lift the raps. Shadows where the truth decays. Decode the signs they bury in the haze. Underneath the veil we claim our legacy. Wake up from the dream, break the matrix energy. Sip the brew to break the mind's camouflage. Ayahuasca visions flip the program at large. I see ancient temples on another plane. Pyramids aligned with lasers in my brain. Minds reconnect, dimensions intertwine. Plant codes unlock the doors inside the divine. Reality bends when the rhythm guides the soul. With fragments of the past seeking to be whole. Shadows where the truth decays. Decode the signs they bury in the haze. Underneath the veil we claim our legacy. Wake up from the dream, break the matrix energy. Mind expanding visions calling through the dark. Neon glyphs and laser marks. Lost civilizations singing in the stars. Plant medicine healing all our scars. Peel back the layers, see what's underneath. Question everything. Oi, Nomas.
Nomas Podcast Live, where we will react to videos, talk about current trending events, and possibly one or two conspiracies. So let's sit back, relax, and let's chat.
Nomas.
And welcome back to Nomas Podcast Live. What's going on? Sev, I see you. You're at the gym. What's going on? I'm glad you were able to tune in at least for a little bit at the gym. If you're not able to join in for the full live, I appreciate you just saying what's up. But more than anything, I just want to say what's up to everyone who's taking the time out of their day or night, wherever you're watching from. And like I've always stated, I never goes unnoticed and very much appreciated. Also, I don't know if you guys are able to hear that, but I have a freaking sound effects now. So super excited about that. I was trying to improve. Before we get started with the live, if there is anybody else joining in, feel free to drop a comment. That way I know who's actually watching. I'll give you guys a quick little shout out. So as always, we go live every Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. Sunday nights, and Wednesdays we upload a new podcast at 6 p.m. That's our regular podcast. Sundays we go live. And then also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. We're a small channel, but we're putting in a lot of work with our clips, with our TikToks, uploading full podcasts onto the YouTube. So whatever you guys can do is just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and it'll help us out a lot. As always, I do have the hotline number if you guys ever want to drop in a message, send a video call, talk about anything that you guys want us to talk in the podcast, or even if at one point you guys want to go ahead and, you know, call into the podcast, especially on live. So that's the moment when all of us can join in and chat and just have a conversation. Like I've stated in the past, I don't want this to be fully me just talking. I eventually want to open up the platform to anybody, especially the people that have been tuning in since the beginning on these lives. It really means a lot. So this is the hotline for the podcast. And I see Mr. Yak Yak. Thank you for tuning in. I guess I'm not able to see the actual emoji, but waving back. So appreciate you taking the time, brother. So yeah, okay, before we get into it, that's my regular spiel, and then I'll get into the rest of the things that wanted to talk about, which is pretty much the title of tonight's live. Just wanted to give a quick update that I do have another camera, not a new camera, but I have this camera for my regular podcast, but I was able to connect it to my actual live stream. So in case I ever have a guest here on for a live, that way I have a nice camera for them. And this is the view. This is the studio camera right here. But now I'm able to connect the good quality camera. Right now there's no lighting there, so you can't really see it that clear. But now I have that camera angle that the guests can sit down over there. They'll have their mic and they'll be able to pretty much have good quality camera, be live and be interactive, so on and so forth. So super excited about that. My whole goal with this live is always to provide a better viewer experience, and hopefully I'm trying to progress every single day. We've, as you guys have seen in the past, we've had some struggles with some of the equipment, but it's part of being live. There's no editing at this moment, so yeah, that's the whole that's a new update for the live. And then another huge announcement, which I'm going to be making the true announcement is going to be next week for, I'll give the whole spiel, but mainly for the month of December, I'm going to be going live. At least this is the goal, right? I'm already saying that this is exactly what I'm going to do. So praying to God that this actually happens. But for the month of December, I plan on going live 25 days. So December 1st will be the first day I go live at 8 o'clock. And I plan on going live up until Christmas. There might be some changes because who knows if I'm with family, so on and so forth. But I'll be keeping everyone updated in case you guys want to be tuning in for those lives. 25 days of lives. So I do need some ideas in case you guys want to talk about anything in specific for those 25 days. Keep in mind, I work my full-on job. So this is where I need people that are like, help me out in the community, which is you guys. If you guys have any ideas for the 25 days of lives. Cynthia, I see you. What's going on, Cynthia? Welcome to the live. I was just saying that for Christmas, the month of December, I'm doing all 25 days of live streaming. I'm saying 8 o'clock, keeping it at this schedule, but there might be some changes for actual like Christmas and Christmas Eve, just because I might be with family and stuff. But if you guys, I do want to have a little bit of Christmas related topics, maybe breaking down some theories out there and what Christmas truly means, but deep diving a little bit more into like the rabbit holes and things like that, like the true meaning and the history behind Santa, things like that, right? So maybe we can come up with some of those ideas for the month of December. And once again, I've worked my full-time job, so there might be times when I literally will just hit the freaking live button and I'll be scrolling through like TikTok or whatever subjects you want to talk about, and I might have no freaking like not be ready at all, right? And that's going to be the challenging part. I really want to challenge myself to like, okay, just hit the camera and have a little bit of structure, but then just wing it, right? And it's going to be just hanging out, having a good time with all of you guys. I'm already working on the background, having everything designed for Christmas related theme for the live. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's going to be the big thing in December. That's going to be the most challenging thing I've ever done in social media. So I'm looking forward to that. Just sitting down here talking, having a good time. I'm super excited. I know it's not easy doing that, but I want to give it my best shot. Now we're gonna get started with the actual theme of tonight's podcast. Quick reminder, we now have a call-in number where you guys can leave us voice messages, video calls. Let us know a story you would want us to share on the podcast, anything you want. The goal is being able to interact with the people that support the channel. Even if you're looking for love, we will find your true love on Nomas podcast. Also, for anyone that is interested on creating your own channel, we have our Amazon storefront linked in the description where you can find all the cameras we use, the microphones, the lights, the equipment, where all of our podcasts are recorded to. If you need any help with editing services, we are able to produce your entire podcast, edit your short form content from Instagram Reels, TikToks, etc. You can look at all of our content as reference and we got you covered. And finally, if you want to support the channel, you can leave us a super thanks down below, which will help us tremendously, and we'll make sure to highlight that comment on the upcoming podcast and give you a shout out. Now back to the podcast. And we're back. Okay, so it just so happens at work, we just got a little training. It was the first introduction to AI training to be incorporated at our job. And man, this guy is supposed to be an engineer. I guess back in the days he used to, or not back in the days, but his current job position is for him to be creating like engineering things, for softwares for the company. And the first, like, I want to say like 30 minutes, he got into pretty much saying like what the introduction of what AI is, right? And he started saying, oh, you guys don't have to worry about anything. AI is not what everybody's talking about right now, that robots are going to be taking our jobs. Like, that's all conspiracies, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Obviously, he's not watching Nomas podcast live. But no, on a serious note, with yeah, like honestly, this guy didn't make any sense, because firsthand I'm experiencing that. Like, I'm literally using AI for, I want to say, like half of the things that I showcase here on the live. So I'm like, bro, back then I used to have to pay somebody to edit some of these thumbnails. I do a lot of the editing myself, right? But whenever I do need help, or whenever I needed help, I would literally contact somebody and pay them to create thumbnails. Now with AI, with ChatGPT, they're creating the thumbnails, like the thumbnails that I've been using lately for the lives. It's all been AI generated. So I'm like, okay, first of all, now the person that used to help me no longer has a job. Maybe he's like getting other people to hire him, so on and so forth, right? But what I mean, in the grand scheme of things, graphic designers are going to be asked out. There's a lot of musicians that now, for instance, the intro of the live, I used to ask one of my friends or whatnot, hey, can you create me a song? Can you write me a song? He's a musician, and for years I asked him to make me a song. Never happened. So I literally used one of the latest apps, 11 Labs, to create me a song, and now I'm using that for the intro. Obviously, it's not the best song. I literally took like maybe like an hour to create it. Now the lyrics are super dope, but it's still not finalized to the way that I wanted, right? But what I want to say is that literally it took me like an hour to come up with a little theme song that I can use at my intros, and I'm not going to get copyrighted on YouTube. And that's, for me, that's freaking mind blowing. And yeah, so I don't know what the heck that guy was talking about. Maybe the reason why he was saying that is not to scare the people, like being that we're at like a corporate job, right? Maybe he was told to say things like that, because eventually I think AI can take over like many people's jobs at our workforce, right? Just pretty much putting in plugins, having AI. Like, for instance, a lot of like the duties of people that I work with, whenever we receive emails, they had to send emails like, oh, received, thank you, blah, blah, blah. That's it. Now, AI, you can literally generate AI to whenever you receive an email, you can have that email be sent back automatically. Like, it's so simple. And then like writing reports, things like that. Like, I even overheard one of my coworkers talking about that he used AI to write a report, and he sent it to his upper leadership. And he was mentioning to another coworker, he said, hey, guess how many revisions I had on my report that I just submitted? And he said, only one, and it's because I forgot to mention about blah. But he just didn't prompt it correctly. But it was just like, dude, what we're not realizing is that eventually, yeah, you had to prompt this, but eventually with enough prompts, a lot of the work that we do is repetitive. We're going to be asked out. Now, keep in mind, this is the beginning stages of AI. Now, imagine when it gets, smarter, companies are able to program it with a lot of like everything. I think we've gotten into it here in the live that our phones are scanning us, whenever we wear AirPods, all of these different things. They're literally freaking reading us and studying us and scanning us and are even getting into our minds. They say this is a theory, right? But they even say that whenever you're dreaming, that they're sending like shockwaves into your brain so you can dream about certain things. And eventually when you wake up, you want to purchase these items that you were dreaming of, or whatever shockwaves you were being sent while you were sleeping. I haven't really deep dived into this, but I wouldn't doubt any of this. And now, like before, it used to be the old school way. It used to be like, oh, just getting your email account and then they would have access to you. But now with everything that we're accepting through these social media apps, it's becoming super readily accessible. So freaking insane. So I don't know what the heck that guy was talking about. And with that being said, I'll get into the first video reaction, and we'll take it from there. Let me see. We're going to be in the future like they took our jobs. Yeah, exactly. So who knows, man? Who knows what the guy, like I said, maybe it's he was told to mention that just not to scare everyone. But yeah. Who knows what's going to happen? I know Elon Musk has said in the past that eventually people are going to have to receive some sort of allowance because they're not going to need us in the workforce anymore. That people are going to have to get an allowance just to survive, enough to survive. And because all the robots and AI software is going to be pretty much doing everything we're currently doing at the moment, even including construction jobs, like estimating, being out there, like building homes, manufacturing homes. Yeah, it's gonna get insane. I personally don't want to see any of that happening because I feel like we always go back and reminisce on the old better days, right? When days were more simpler, and they're not getting it. I guess you can kind of say that they are getting a little bit more simpler because it's making everything so much faster, but at what a cost. So, all right. So with that being said, I was going through social media, and it's funny that I just had the training over at work, and just scrolling through TikTok, I freaking ran into this video that this AI artist now made it into the Billboard chart. So, all right, Zanaya Monet is the first AI artist to earn enough radio play to make it into the Billboard charts. So I'm gonna play a little bit of her music, and then we'll take it into her bio to get a little bit better description of who she is.
I don't need no pity, don't need no speech. I need my mama.
First of all, I don't even know if I'm gonna get copyrighted, but yeah, this is Zanaya Monet. This is the AI artist that made it or has enough radio plays to get her into the Billboard charts.
She's a piece I can't reach.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be the all that I'm going to be playing. I just don't want to get a copyright strike because I think the person that created her is she got well informed and she's making legit freaking moves. But before I show you who the person behind is, let's get into a little bit of her bio. All right, so this is Zanaya Monet. So who she is? Zanaya Monet is a recently unveiled. Here, let me restart that. So this is her. So Zanaya Monet is recently unveiled AI generated singer presented as a contemporary R&B gospel influenced artist. According to her publicly available About page, she was designed by poet programmer Talisha Nikki Jones from Mississippi, who writes the lyrics and uses generative music tools to create the tracks. The character debuted in mid-2025, so just recently, and has already reportedly signed a multi-dollar record deal with the label Hellwood Media and charted on the US radio airplay charts, a milestone for AI artists. So some fun facts. Zanaya's first full-length release is titled Unfolded in 2025, so just recently, and she also has an earlier album, Pieces Left Behind. The song How Was I Supposed to Know is reported to be the first track by an AI artist to enter a Billboard radio airplay chart. The name Zanaya Monet is very similar to the existing R&B artist Victoria Monet, which has triggered confusion and concerns in the music industry about potential brand overlap. Her creator, Talisha Nikki Jones, has publicly stated Zanaya is an extension of me, so I look at her as a real person. The project spotlights the growing role of an AI music creation, prompting questions around authenticity, performance, artist rights, and the future of human music. If you like, I can pull together. Okay, so yeah, it's super freaking insane. I hadn't heard about this artist, but eventually, essentially AI is getting better and better by the day, and I've even like listened to a lot of like the remakes of 50 Cent. Not sure if you guys have heard it, but there's a lot of good music out there by like not 50 Cent itself, but the AI version of 50 Cent. Playing like 1960s version of a lot of those songs, and they're super good. Maybe I'll play a little bit of one of those. But yeah, this is insane. So let me see what the people are saying in the comment section about this artist. So let's get into the comments and see what people are saying. So they're saying your use of AI is killing the planet. Stop. Here, let me see if I can zoom in. Are y'all serious? Are we dead ass? Boo, tomato. Who came from the edit? So who's actually running this account? So a lot of people are trying to block this account. They're not really for this, which is very understandable. So there's somebody that I guess they like this comment because of the actual song itself, not considering it was made by AI. Purple hearts for all of our mothers in heaven. So yeah, this is crazy. So this is the artist Zanaya Monet. This is her again too.
To all my beautiful mamas out there,
I can't play everything because, like I said, I might get a copyright strike.
I just want to remind you of something.
Can I not play it, or I don't know what happened? But let me see if I can play another one.
Checks on the strong one.
For some reason it stops, but yeah, you get you get what I'm saying. So that's her. Crazy times. Let me see. It's a hologram of her next at a concert. Exactly. So now, dude, that's a perfect example. Now they created this AI version of this artist, and now all they had to do is put up a freaking hologram, and now she can do concerts. And to your point, Cynthia, that's very true. A lot of people's arguments would have been like, yeah, but it's just AI. How is she going to be able to sell like concerts and things like that? You said it right now, through a freaking hologram, and now she can perform live. So I think it was like 2 episodes ago, we were just talking about Tupac, right? That they had a hologram and people went crazy for freaking Tupac being at a concert. So yeah, So here is the person behind this Zanaya Monet. So the creator of an AI artist just signed a the creator of an AI sorry. The creator of an AI artist just signed a multi-million-dollar deal. This is her.
First of all, is that number true? Is it a multi-million-dollar deal?
The money is there.
It's true.
Yes.
That's not a bad investment. $2,500 if you have it.
Definitely. Especially when I didn't expect this.
Yeah. Especially when you didn't expect it.
Right.
Did you shop her around for this deal? How did that deal come to be?
Several labels reached out.
After she went viral?
Correct.
After you, she, y'all. I'm like, after y'all went viral.
So yeah, several labels reached out. I chose where I felt like home was, and also where I can remain independent and still keep 100% of my masters.
Interesting. So I think that's fascinating. So like any other artist, someone would try to control your masters.
Correct.
And then you'd have to years later try to buy them back. In
Exactly.
this case, you control everything.
Correct.
You know the crazy part as I'm listening to this, if she was able to create this AI artist, why isn't the music labels are out? Why is it that they're not creating their own AI artist? It's just going to become a crazy domino effect.
Timbaland, one of the greatest producers in the world, released an AI pop artist and
You see, Timbaland's already thinking of creating an AI artist.
said in a comment on social media regarding your artist, you better check out Zanaya Monet, who's killing it good music. So that's a big validation. But we know that Kalani, whom I love, Jermaine Dupri also have been critical of it. But I think you've had an interesting response because you've talked about really when you are the pioneer or when you're the first, you're going to take the barbs.
Correct.
You're going to get criticized.
Exactly. You're going to get the backlash from it. You're going to get the good and the bad. Anytime something new comes about and it's not what we're used to, it's going to have strong reactions. And everybody's going to have their different opinion about it. You're going to have the ones that's for it and the ones that's against it.
Okay, my initial thoughts, and we'll go into the comments right now. My initial thoughts is like, man, I don't want this, right? I'm against it, and it's just like it's not right because it's taking the human side of music. It's taking away the human side of the artist behind the production, the lyrics, all of that, right? But then at the same time, as I'm thinking about that, I'm like, why am I saying this when I'm already using AI for podcasting, for graphic design, to create thumbnails? So I'm already being part of the quote unquote problem, right? And I feel like a lot of us are, right? A lot of us that are using our cell phones, I think we're in this too deep already. So I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are behind this. I mean, now music, which the music is not bad at all. Some of this music is insane. Let me see if I can pull up that 50 Cent AI song, generated song. It's a 50 Cent, I think in the club, I believe, but in a 1960s version. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see it. So it's right there in the club in 1960s. I think it might be one of these. Let's see.
Yeah, oh shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
I don't know how much I can play, but let me fast forward it a little bit.
Give a fuck, it's not your birthday. Yeah. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Mama, I got what you need to feel it buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love, so come give me a hug.
Ooh,
Ooh, oh man, this song is so badass. I think that this is another version I hadn't heard in the and like before, but I've literally put on this type of music at work whenever I'm working, and I'm like, man, this is so badass. But yeah, I don't know what freaking reality has come down to be now. But yeah, this song is freaking fire. Let me play a little bit of the song.
You get in the rub, you can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Mama, I got what you need to feel it buzz. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love.
Okay, I don't know if I'll let you guys know if I ended up getting a copyright strike for that. Hopefully not. But yeah, this song is freaking dope. So it's 50 Cent in the Club 1960s version. So yeah, that's that's a song, man. Let me know if you guys like it. Let me know what your thoughts are behind the AI generated music. Or maybe you guys can start making music out of AI. I know there's 11 Labs. Forgot the other name of the app that you can use to make songs, but let me see. Not Ice Cube trying to stay relevant after his political inclinations. What exactly did he say? Not Ice Cube trying to stay relevant after his political inclinations. I'm not too familiar with that, to be honest. If you can deep dive a little bit more, or maybe we can look it up right now. Mr. Yak Yak, not a big fan of AI other than jokes and funny skits, but the people used to say autotune was bad for the music industry, and now almost everyone uses it. That's super true. Yeah, that's insane. It's because everything, dude. Even right now, just being live, I mean, technically I'm using some sort of AI software and new freaking technology for, like, we're all using it, you know. I think there's no way to escape it now. Creating robots, creating AI software that's going to take over the jobs of people. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a fine line whether or not it's good or bad, you know. Mr. I Am Hamster, what's up, bro? What's going on? We're deep diving into AI. We just went over a video of an AI artist that received enough radio plays to make it into the Billboard charts, and we're just going over music of 50 Cent. Of 50 Cent, which was AI generated from the 1960s, and it's beyond freaking good. So yeah, we're just touching base into that, whether or not it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. And I think it's too late. I don't really think we can escape it now, to be honest. But man, I feel bad. I really wonder what type of jobs people are going to be able to have in the future. I think a lot of labor jobs might be safe, at least in the near future, but everything like creating websites, everything is becoming so easy to make now that a lot of programmers back in the days used to be able to charge a lot of money for websites, but now there's apps that literally can create a website for you. So yeah, all of this is, I don't think we can escape it. I think there was a video, I'll try to see if I can pull up, that now the robots they're creating, they're becoming so freaking realistic that people were even debating whether or not the robot was actually a true robot, that the creator of this robot itself had to even cut the leg of the robot to showcase it was a true freaking robot and not a human being. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Robot. I'm pulling this up in live. Robot leg. China. Oh, right here. Sorry, I had to lower down the music, but yeah, this is the robot itself, where the creator had to cut open the leg to showcase it was a true robot because of how smooth the robot was able to walk. Even that one looks a little bit off, right? But as people were saying that it was walking like even like a model. And there goes the creator cutting off the leg. Insane. Okay, so this kind of brought up something that I just literally just heard. So right now, for instance, these type of robots that we just showcased, I personally didn't know this, but they're saying some of these robots that are doing a lot of chores for people or whatnot. So they said, maybe we can look it up, or if somebody can pull it up while we're watching this or talking about this. So what I heard is that these robots, the technology is not fully there right now. So what they have is they have VAs, virtual assistants from like India, Philippines, so on and so forth, that they are the ones truly controlling the robots from a camera. So let's say they're behind the computer, and that they literally are the ones watching through the people's homes. So let's say if the owner of this robot or whatnot gives a task to the robot, since the technology is not fully there, the person in either freaking China or India or Philippines is able to do all these chores controlling the robot behind their desk, and they're pretty much, you know, manipulating the robot and doing the chores. But it has to be a real person controlling this, because the technology hasn't gotten to that point yet. But so the question behind it is like, would you be okay if, let's say, yes, you have your robot, but somebody like across the world is controlling this robot and they can see into your home, like knowing that it's an actual person seeing in your home? And the debate was going back and forth. Well, no, I don't want nobody watching my home, so on and so forth. But my thought with this is that it's gotten too late for that. Like our phones, I know there's people that put tape on the cameras of the laptops or phones, because it's already been proven that even though you have your phone off or your laptop off, that people can hijack and get into your equipment and different software, and they can be watching you. Even I have cameras inside of my home, and I think about it too. I'm like, fuck, what if they're freaking watching me? But it's just like, so what? But at the end of the day, I need it in case, like, to capture anything going on around the house in case whenever we're not home, so on and so forth, right? So we can't escape it. So if there is somebody watching me while freaking running across the house in boxers or whatnot, I guess it is what it is. Let me see. The technology is there. It's just not released to the masses. That's why they say the government has technology like 50 years more advanced. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I know that for a fact. Whatever they're releasing to us, we're like you said, 50 years behind. Now, with that being said, I don't know if this is going to sound like too crazy to think, but I honestly wouldn't doubt, and this is all allegedly, this is just my opinion, YouTube, that I wouldn't even doubt some of our politicians, or at least some of the video footage of certain politicians or artists or so on and so forth. I wouldn't even be surprised if they're AI generated or if they're robots. Because at that point, they have all the technology to be doing all of this, and we wouldn't even know the difference. Like you said, right now, 50 years, they're like 50 years ahead of our current technology. So we wouldn't even be able to recognize whether it's a real human being or if it's some sort of advanced technology that hasn't been introduced to the masses. But I wouldn't doubt it. There's times when I see Elon Musk, I'm like, man, this guy's a freaking robot. And then there was a clip of Trump that they were trying to, like, they were zooming into his fingers, and they realized that I think he had like 6 fingers, or one of his fingers disappeared. That disappeared while he was giving a speech. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm pulling this up live. So let me see. Trump AI finger. Let's see if it comes up. Okay, yeah, this is it right here. So right there, it's right here in this section. So this is a clip from Trump giving a speech, and his finger disappeared. This one right here, right there. So let me see what the caption says. People think Donald Trump's video speech about the death of Charlie Kirk was AI generated. What do you think? People in the comments are saying he clearly took his pinky in. He moved his hand because I think this is AI. Look where the trees are at, and one tree moved, kind of weird. So I think somebody was looking at some other clip. Let me see if I can pull up this image. Images at scaled, okay. So somebody ran it through the software to verify whether it's AI or not, and it got 66% likely AI generated. Mind freaking blowing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah. What do you think about that? Like, I wouldn't doubt it at all. But yeah, this is freaking, I don't know. It's very interesting. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are with all these different subjects or all these different things that we're bringing up right now. I know, Cynthia, you brought up something about Ice Cube or something like that. Not sure if you're able to like emphasize a little bit more on what that was about, or if you want to call in, you have the number. More than welcome to come in or call in. Let me see. The White House, Trump deliberately uses AI. Yeah, for sure. Allegedly. But yeah, I don't doubt it at all. What was that comment about the whole Ice Cube thing, about his looking, not Ice Cube trying to stay relevant? I'm not too familiar with that. But if you do, let us know in the comment section, or if you want to call, please do so. I have one more clip that I wanted to showcase, and this is pretty interesting, at least because it is still not fully clear and understandable exactly what this is, but it caught my attention with a couple of the things this guy created. I sent you a link on WhatsApp. Oh, okay, here, let me pull it up. I did get a notification, but I didn't know that was you. Let me pull that up. I'm not gonna show your number, so let me see if I can pull it up real quick. For some reason I can't. Okay, there it is. Found it, and so this is, oh shit, it's covering my whole screen. Oh no. This is live. Okay, so right here. Let's pull it up and see what this is about.
Legendary rapper and songwriter Ice Cube is responsible for some of the biggest hits in hip-hop history. The American superstar has just toured Australia. I was lucky enough to catch up with him last week. He was caught up in the cyclone.
Was I busy?
You were busy.
Was I not invited?
No,
because I'm pretty sure I was free.
He just wanted to speak to someone who knew about his music, and so yeah, he put in a special request. Apparently, we spoke to him ahead of his concert. Some little bits of this interview might be slightly out of date, but we thought we'd still bring it to you. Here he is.
It's cool to be able to come back with new music, come back and do different music on my shows. I have a 40-year catalog, so it's pretty cool to give people a little different flavor every time, and show them how much we enjoy Australia and coming here.
I was Kendrick before Kendrick, rock and roll Hall of Fame.
Thinking, what do you make of the next generation of rap artists? Is there someone that you're looking at and thinking, yeah, they are as good as me, they've got it?
Yeah, I think Kendrick is one of those artists. J. Cole is another artist that it's great to see them grow in the rap game, grow in their respect. that they.
Is it kind of an Ice Cube's Got Talent situation where you're looking for the next big star?
You never know if we discover, that next level talent. Of course, we're gonna, hopefully,
I thought
look at them and say, hey, this might be the next guy.
I thought I thought Ice Cube was the one that he was going into like a whole campaign, pretty much going against all of this, right? And I think this is pretty much what you mean by that he changed his whole political views, because I think he was going like on different podcasts and exposing the whole industry and really, really, truly speaking his mind. And then just watching this video right now, you can kind of say that he completely flipped. So, who knows if they got to him, or they probably just like, hey, you know what? Here's this amount of money, and just like stop freaking doing whatever you're doing. Either that, or they probably just told him like enough of that. So you never know. Mr. Yaka said, I thought they were reptilian. Yeah, it could be, right? Maybe it could be everything. Who knows? You never know what happens behind closed doors, so who knows if they got to him, right? But yeah, according to him and according to this video, he completely flipped. But going into the clip that I was talking about a couple of minutes ago, it's this man created a human charging station. Check this out.
Sure. That wasn't long enough, but I understand. I gotta get back, get a subscription to that, because, that joint started opening up.
So let me take it back a little bit. So, okay, right there it says light proof. So it's completely dark. As you can see, like it almost seems like it has sound panels. So let me showcase the van real quick. Right there.
Sure.
Right there. So it's completely dark, and I believe those are sound panels. So let's go back to the description real quick.
Sure. That wasn't long enough, but I understand. I gotta get back.
So it's light proof, sound reduction. I'm gonna butcher this. Binaural beats, EMF and 5G reduction, chromotherapy, aromatherapy, temperature control, and herbal tea.
Subscription to that, because that joint started opening up. Like I didn't look for it, but then.
So he's saying like once everything started opening up, I didn't look for it, and when he's saying this, I'm thinking about like the experience that people get when they're meditating.
And I noticed there was a certain point when it started interpolating, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stay not focused, but I focused there. Everything else was gone. I could feel thoughts trying to come in, but it's like they couldn't. The focus of that, the ability to detach, the thoughts were like dissipating without me having to redirect them. Come on, man. That was powerful.
Yeah, freaking insane. And I don't know exactly everything that this benefits, but just by pretty much the captions that was there, it's very interesting. Why? And I'll get into the comments right now, but it's very interesting because now with the current technology, everything is taking up our attention, right? From music, from freaking sounds, internet, our phones. At times we scroll. They call it mindless scrolling, that you're just scrolling and just you don't even finish watching a video. Just a couple seconds into it, on to the next. So this guy is creating essentially this van that is completely soundproof and it's completely pitch dark, that it takes you out of this realm that we're into, right? And I think it even mentioned about the 5G reduction. So you're in this van that literally you're there with yourself, right? And I believe it puts you in some sort of meditative state that enhances all of your, I guess, chakras or you're in freaking energy that you're able to really tap into this spiritual realm, I believe. So let me get into the comments and see what it's saying. The caption of this says rest, reset, replenish, plus pod 1.0, light proof, sound reduction, EMF. Okay, so pretty much everything that we were saying. And as an 80s kid, I see kidnap van buys. So the way my trust in other humans is set up, I could never. Oh, because they get locked in. You're about to start activating people. This is a great thing. Be careful of who them shall not be named, though. Okay, yeah, exactly. So be careful of them who shall not be named, though. Know how they get when people start awakening. Exactly. People know, man. People know. This could really become a huge franchise. Investors come through. They don't want to give us the med beds. We make the med beds. Yeah, exactly. If they're not going to give it to us, then we should start making these. Like flow therapy, but not at the same time. I like it. Does this have a panic button? Yeah, that's true, because I think it had somebody locked, like pretty much close the door. So that's true. It gets to a point that you would probably feel like, oh shit, I want out. But yes, this is indeed as a work break option. I'd go on my lunch break. Y'all know Jesus. Yeah. Meditation is what he's describing. Yeah, exactly. I said that meditation. So it's pretty interesting though, but to have this readily available, that takes you away from your current state and all the different things that we deal with on a constant basis. It's pretty interesting. It sounds pretty dope. It is scary though. I don't know if you guys have ever thought of or tried meditating, but just having your eyes closed, just being in tune with yourself and your inner self, since we're not accustomed to doing that, it is like scary. It's like you just kind of want to get out. So now imagine in being in this type of van. So yeah, the panic button is for sure required for something like that, especially in the first times. I would want to try it out though, for sure. As well as meditating. I want to try meditating. I know it's so beneficial, and I think humanity doesn't practice it as much, at least here in the in modern times, right? I forgot. I was gonna get into one last thing. I think there was a couple people that tuned in a little bit later, but I mentioned that I'm going to be going live for 25 days in the month of December. The following live, let me look at the date. I think it is going to be the following live next Sunday. I am going to be deep diving a little bit more of my plan, and I'm going to showcase everything that I plan on bringing on to the 25 days of live. Which I'm going to show the freaking backgrounds, the little, I made my whole life into Christmas related, and I'm going to be dressing up as Santa. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be going live for 25 days. I might have days that I'll just come here and just want to chat because I might be too busy to even pull up, things or clips or links to videos, but that's when I really want all of us to interact, man. I really do want that. And then there's going to be other days that if there's something completely trending for that day, then we'll deep dive on that, like anything trending, any news or whatever. But I do want to have at least one section of Christmas related topic for 25 days. I had ChatGPT come up with a couple things, and we'll get into that on the next live. That way it gave me a breakdown for day 1, day 2, day 3. Started giving me a list of the things that I should talk about. But at the same time, I was even thinking of having a goal. Like, let's say, like all of us, right? The people that tune in and or if you watch this at a later time after it's posted, if you have any ideas, I would want to have some sort of goal. Not sure if this is actually going to happen, right? But I would want to have a goal, let's say between all of us, like, hey, let's make it, if we make it all the way to 25 days, we should do X, Y, Z, or give this, or I don't know, come up with a goal. That way it's like, okay, we made it through 25 days of going live. It doesn't have to be financial at all, right? Because shoot, man, like we all have bills, we all have different responsibilities, but I don't know, maybe helping somebody, I don't know. But yeah, I just thought maybe at the end of the 25 days of live streaming and keep in mind it's going to be Christmas, and then it's the end of the year, and maybe somebody can use the help, maybe helping them move. Like, hey, all of us, let's help and move somebody that we know, right? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much wrapping up today's live. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to hop on live, just because I was spent my day with my baby, took her to Balboa Park. It was such a nice thing to do. Like, I enjoy all my time with my daughter. I was telling Chilo that it makes me super happy being a good dad, right? To make every day special to my daughter, whether it's like, hey, let's get a little bit of ice cream. Like today we took her to to ride a train by Balboa Park, which I didn't even know it freaking existed. I think it costs like $5 per person. It's very short, but just the thought of her like getting on the train. I even took Teddy with me. He was riding the train. It's right next to the zoo, San Diego Zoo. I posted it on my Instagram. It's on my personal account. So if you guys have me on Instagram, it's Angel Houseman, and I posted it there. It's like $5. We just took her there. We walked around, got a little bit of gelato, and just, I don't know, like little things. I want to make every day special for my daughter. And so far I'm having a blast having a baby girl. And I know eventually with the times later on in times, I know as a father of a girl, I know it gets tougher. Boyfriends, I trust me, I've thought about so many different things, but I'm enjoying being a father of a baby girl. I love her so much. And I think we all think our kids, our children are beautiful. And I always tell my baby girl, like, you're so beautiful. I talked to her in Spanish. So estás bien, like, I forgot what I told her. Estás bien hermosa, niña. Like, I always tell her things like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just remember the people that are in your inner circle, your family, your close friends or whatnot, which my inner circle is getting smaller and smaller. But those people that are within your inner circle, those are the people that matter the most. So don't get distracted by, things that don't deserve your time. And yeah, always strive to be a good person. If I don't see any comments here below, or if you guys don't want to dive into anything else that we talked about here, please do let me know before I close this live. I think I have like 3 more minutes to make it into an hour. Not that I have to make it an hour, but I like to keep it around that time span. So if you guys do have anything before I close it out, cool, let me know. Think about different ideas for next week. That way we can plan out the 25 days of live streaming. I'll be showcasing you guys all that, and I'm excited. All right, I don't see anybody. I think everybody went to sleep. I see a couple of you guys tuned in still, but with that being said, till next time, Teddy's here in the studio. Look at that. He's passed out. Let me remove this logo here. Boom, right there. He's passed out. Look at Teddy. So yeah, that's Teddy right there. That's the Teddy cam. I have my Santa suit in the left corner. Not sure if you guys can see that, but that's gonna be my Santa suit. I just got it. I'm gonna be arranging everything into Christmas theme. But yeah, he's passed out. He's always with me. But all right, with that being said, till next time, thank you from the bottom of my heart for anybody and everyone that tuned in. It means the world to me. Seb, I know you were at the gym and you still tuned in to see what's up. Yak, Cynthia, I am Hamster. I don't want to miss anybody that tuned in, but if you dropped a comment, I'm making sure I'm saying what's up and acknowledging you guys. Thank you. If you're watching and don't want to drop a comment, cool. Thank you for taking the time and tuning in. It means the world. Till next time.